Eric has told me that we will not be doing this particular world in the future with him and Chip in it, but
But that's
we're
the
gonna make a
important part.
copy of
Yeah.
it, and I might run. I'm working on it in my mind. It might just be like what I'm gonna call a chat game, and I play by myself, and I just have chat tell me what they want to see next, and then I just dictate all the scenes based on that. Shit, that sounds like it could be interesting. It would
Yeah.
just be
No.
me role playing by myself for 4 hours.
I, I like that you can totally play campaigns of Microscope where you keep playing the same world, but
Yeah.
there's so many different awesome stories to tell that I never want to come back to a story. I
Yeah,
always
but
want to
people want to
find the new
feel this
ones.
story, man. People want to know
I
what
know.
foamium is. We got to have the initial moridinium. There's so many answers, questions, things. Where do we leave off on? That was the end of my double tap, which turned into a
Yep.
single tap. So who's
So
up
it's to me.
next?
It's to me.
All right, well have fun with
Um,
that.
I think I'm going to do a hmm. Love. Trying to think of a way to do love. Um,
Well, you know, LOVE, LO. All the people say. I'd be
You're alone on
surprised.
this.
I'd be
You're alone on
surprised if
this.
anybody got that reference, man. No, Tice, I'm not a pun fan. When Adam Cobell does that shit, I cringe like fuck. Oh boy. And I watch like 12, 16 hours of him a week, and I was always like, no, not more puns. No.
so I'm going to do a scene in the Rise of the Holds, and
Oh, we're going to the future.
yeah, we're going to the future.
An event or a scene?
Oh, it has to be an event because you have to have an event first before you can make a scene in it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make an event, and I'm gonna call it um, uh, the Lovers' Ball. Um, and it's light, and it actually takes place in the renovated opulent throne hold, which has been turned into sort of like a entertainment place.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lovers' Ball is a yearly thing for dances and masquerading and romance and intrigue between the various corporate um, groups and stuff like that. So it's like a corporate outing slash meet and greet slash masquerade full of romance and intrigue.
I'm
Okay.
thinking of the of the dance scene from Final Fantasy VIII in the first disc, where Quistis invites Squall to like the party, and then they just decide to go fight a T-Rex during the middle of it. That's how dwarves would roll, man.
That seems about right.
Hey, girl, you want to go fight a lava beast? And that was our first date.
Lava Beast and Chill.
Because quite literally, we might have a couple of burns.
Oh boy. See, you see what happens when I let people with puns on the show? Can't stop.
Hey man, I'm certainly having a lot of fun. Ha! Alright, so now it's up to me. What do I want to do? I want to do an event. Um, um, it's gonna be called the birth of order.
What's it under?
It's gonna be under. Oh no, this it has to do with love, doesn't it?
Yep.
Ugh!
You and your orderites.
Yep.
I think I know how to do this. I think I know how to do this. Oh, this is gonna be interesting because I'm gonna be using the character in this. So the birth of order. Um,
No, you totally
Micah,
can.
Micah Shovelton, Shovels, Micah Shovelton. Still yearning for Brandy. Has split his ties from his family to support the love he is vested in. The church. No. He seeks to help form an order to aid the people, as that is Brandy's true. As that is Brandy's. So Brandy is looking to be with the church, to use her name for good, to help the people. Micah
Yeah.
is still in league with her, but he's starting to realize that being a part of this Shovelton is bad for him. Like he might even by being like next to line of the throne, and he's thinking, there's all this going on. He's a part of like this criminal organization. Maybe he's doing
He's part of the
actions.
problem and not the solution.
Yeah, he's being a part of the problem, not the solution. So he aligns together like other crime members or other people, and he's going to form together the like police order. So it's going to be this order that's working for the government, that's working with the church to try and bring about order of all these people who have like nothing to do during this time. There's all this paranoia. He wants to bring people together, and he wants to create this police force to be able
Oh
to do
my
that.
god, can they be the Templars? Can they basically be like the enforcement arm of the church?
Oh, that would even be better.
Oh man.
Because
So
he's aligned with Brandy, right? So he's just like,
yeah,
I'll be your sword.
creating the order, the fists of Gibraltar. So that's what they're called. They're called the fists.
The
So
fists.
basically, he loves her, but he can't do anything with her now because she's, this. She's
Spoken
becoming
for
this.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, she's becoming this spoken for matron
For
mother, if you will. She might even end up being that down the line. So he wants to support her. He wants to show his love to her. So what he's doing is he's going to be devoting his life to seeing her dreams come true, and he's going to help form this order of knights that support the church and support this democratic freedom that they've wished for. And of course that's going to be a little bit different because of the things that like the left hand of the church has been doing, and he doesn't
mm.
realize exactly what he's doing here, but he thinks it's for creating this order, creating this world in which he and Brandy can live in.
Oh man.
But little does he know that there's things going on in the church from the left hand where it's against the democracy, against the people, and then again for the people, and it's this backwash, and he doesn't realize what this order might amount to later on down the road.
Oh yeah, he's idealistic.
Yeah.
Totally, totally. Shit. Man, that's real. That's some real shit right there. All right, back to AP.
So I double tap right now, so
Yep,
I
you're
can
allowed
make
to
a.
double tap again.
All
Correct.
right, I'll tell you what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna make an event, and then it's gonna have a scene on it. It's gonna be after the birth of order, and it's gonna be I'll tell you what's involved with it before I come up with a name, because I've been trying to come up with a name, but it's not working out. So I'm thinking of introducing a new clan that's going to be called like the Jewelhammer clan, and
Sure.
they're going to be the like head of the 5 crime families. Like Micah has betrayed the Shoveltons; they're on the outs. All the other families have like been heads cut off, and like the Jewel Hammers and a couple of their friends are like taking control of the criminal underworld, and they're doing that by like marrying off all their low-ranking clan members to all these leaders of the small gangs and tying everybody together by blood. I
That's
think
the way
that
to do it.
yeah, it
Yeah.
might be called the Ties of Blood.
Yeah. Oh, that's like my next metal album.
So, speaking of that, I have some stuff to show you on SoundCloud if I can find it again. But Tice had suggested Obsidian Order being one, so I changed it to creating the Order of Obsidian. Is the name of
That's
the
true.
policing
You don't want to
force.
get you don't want to get embroiled in copyright with Cottontailed. Or no, it's Tice. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Jewelhammer clan and its close allies take over the criminal underworld by marrying low-ranking family members to all of the leaderless gangs. And this is definitely going to be a positive. If I can, yep. And then we should do a event in that. And the question on that event is going to be who does the Jewel Hammer Scion? Scion, right? Like the Jewel Hammer Heir
Oh my God, that's a great name.
end up with the Crystalline Agreement?
Ooh.
Maybe we should do something about that. What are the terms of the Crystalline Agreement? Are the
Ooh.
terms of the Crystalline Agreement the pact by which the 5 families are bound to conduct? So this is like their pirate's code or whatever.
Wow.
And
Yep. You solved Microscope. You figured out how to play it, man. Shit, that's
yeah.
amazing.
I want the location to still be and it's gonna be the feast hall of the Shovelton crime family, but I'm gonna put the word wrecked because I think that at this point probably Micah has just basically like moved out of the house and there's
Yeah.
no one left, and so we just because the show only has so much money, we just keep using the same scene over and over again, and so yeah, let's talk about characters. I'll let each person put their own character in. I don't go first on this one, right? Somebody
Nope.
else goes first.
Yep. I think it's going to be Chip, then me, then you.
All right.
Well, are there any characters that you're acquiring or you're not going to allow in this?
Uh,
Where's
I
the scene taking place again?
it's gonna take place in the wrecked feast hall of the Shovelton crime family.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see any reason to include or disclude any character. Oh, I feel like we definitely have to include someone from the Jewel Hammer as like the head of the Jewel Hammer clan. So yeah.
Okay. I'm actually going to say. Ooh, I got a good one for this. I want Albus whiskey there. And this is before his transformation, but
Mm.
he's still good.
This is like
He-
young Albus.
yeah, this is like this is a younger Albus, but he's still, kind of in like a little bit of the dark arts, if you will. And he's been sent to this meeting to agree to arrangements, as he has a level head, but if he needs to evaluate targets, he can.
Um,
So you're like an observer from the the government, maybe?
Well, no, like
I've always thought of the
whiskey.
whiskeys as like as like legitimate, but apparently we're putting them as like an
Well, no,
upper level crime family.
they're the most legitimate of the families.
Okay.
Is a good way to put that.
All right.
So they're a family that operates mostly according to the law, but they still have their hands in
Yeah, so
certain
like no one
things.
trusts you to be the leader of the clans, but everyone's like, yeah, what they say is probably important.
Yeah,
Excellent. All right, you want to throw that on there?
sure.
Got it.
Eric, who the hell are you?
I am Malachite. I'm Malachite Beltol, and he is the representative of the alchemical Beltol family.
Yeah, yes.
They're a company on the rise for their new and interesting drugs.
Oh my god. This is okay. This is
Well,
one of
no,
two
well,
scenes.
they're a medicine family, but
Yeah,
they're on on the other
alchemical.
side, right?
This is either the scene from The Wire where they all get together and have the criminal conspiracy, or it's the scene from Narcos where they form the Combine.
Yeah,
What's the word for somebody, a foreman? I guess the person who's like in charge of a factory.
Yeah, Foreman.
yeah, Foreman.
Yeah, we already established she's kind of like the day manager. Sort of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm saying Elba's whiskey, young enforcer who works in the shadows of the whiskey for the whiskey clan while keeping the guise of a foreman.
Yeah. All right, you want to throw that Malachite? What was the name? Malachite Bellhaven? I don't
Yeah,
think I got that right.
Belt, yeah, Beltol.
Beltol. All right. Are you throwing that on there?
I thought you were because you
No,
were.
no. Go ahead. You throw your own on there. I'm probably gonna play the head of the Jewelhammer clan, and I think that to be progressive as hell, it's gonna be a woman. I think her name's gonna be Cyan, and I'm probably pronouncing Cyan wrong, but Cyan, Jewelhammer. Yeah, I can't change the last name. It's got to be Jewelhammer. And then we do thoughts now, right?
Yep.
So just coming off the hand, Albus is here as an obvious reputable member of the seeing the production of the whiskey family who's come into high power thanks to their alliance with the church. But knowing the nature of his second job, he is also looking for any other people that might be a little bit troublesome to the family.
Okay.
And he's also come here to, put forth the agreements that best fit his workers and his family.
Got any thoughts on
Um,
Malachite?
I'm thinking Malachite. Malachite needs to secure a deal that needs to guarantee that none of the families are going to get into the alchemical business, or at least they'll push his drugs. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Cyan Jewelhammer needs to start tying all these families together. Like they everyone here needs to start working together, and it's not been happening so far.
I just
So
need 1 second, so you guys
okay,
go on ahead.
yeah, I think the scene is gonna start in the exact same way as all of the other feast hall of the Shelvedon crime families have, but this time it's like a much younger, much more robust woman sitting in the chair, and when she gets up and goes to open the doors, the hinges are perfectly oiled, but the feast hall is like completely wrecked. There's lots of people there, but there's not a lot of food. Things are like falling from the ceiling. There's dust everywhere, and no one's really consorting with each other because they all are clearly from different clans.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
then she takes her seat at the head of the table and is just like looks towards Malachite Beltol and says, "Well, young man, I'd like someone here at least who follows the old gods to say a prayer. I don't suppose you can give us the blessings of the five."
I think Malachite says, I think Albus might be better at that.
So she looks at you and is just like,
I defer.
Albus and the Whiskey family are all followers of those damn Gibraltarites.
Uh,
I think Malachite says, oh yeah, they change their colors so much. It's hard to keep track these days.
She looks at you and nods approvingly, like, yeah, yeah, good. Good, you picked up on what I was putting down.
I will have you know, the agreement with these sons of Gibraltar was more of a business venture, if you will.
Sure, sure. Whatever it is you say, Albus. Now, a
Would you
toast!
be so kind as to notice the wealth of my family? Look at
Aye,
how
I
much
do
we've
notice
achieved
it.
in these few years.
Indeed.
Wise decisions were made.
Think of how much more you could achieve with us. A toast, then, to the wealth of the Whiskey family.
To the wealth of the whiskeys.
He does the toast, and he'll take like one of those fake sips from his drink because he knows the little subterfuge type stuff going on. Uh,
Now,
Maybe unbeknownst here, but he does know of those types of dealings. Like he'll take like a sip, but not really drink any of it.
Mm.
Albus, I have so many daughters, and I was just thinking, we really need to get you married, young man. I don't suppose you'd like to choose any of the fine women here at the end of the table.
I do have to give you credence. Your family is a very beautiful one, Miss Jewelhammer. But I'm too hard of a worker. I spend most of my days and nights in my factories. I'm no family man.
And you,
And
Malachite? Any chance you'd take one of my daughters?
Me, and he points to his ring. He's like, I'm spoken for, but my brother Shale, and his brother, or I guess my other brother, Schist, are keen and handsome men and currently bachelors. So I think so. I think you might be onto something here, Lady Jewelhammer.
Well, for those of us that won't be bound by blood, let us be bound by honor and word in the ways of the old. I have
And
here a number of agreements, and then she
I
like,
interrupt her. Old and new.
so she just looks at you.
Looking to the whiskeys.
Yeah, she's just like, very well, old and new. And she
Yeah.
snaps, and someone brings in, like, everything's been written out on tin plates and, like, hammered in metal. In the like, this is thousands of years old way of doing contracts. Like, you got the dwarves have moved to paper and pens long ago, and she says, "I'm calling this the crystalline agreement. It's a basic outline of how the five families will work here.
Mm.
The jewel hammers will remain at their head, rightfully so. I'd like to include the bell tolls, the whiskeys, what remains of the shoveltons, and perhaps some of the other minor families we can lump together into one organization, the clanless. The
You're here to that.
the whiskeys, of course, can be our legitimate business front, moving all of our products through their wide range of transport, and we can use them to wash our money. The Malachites bring forth the foamium business we need, extracting the rock and making sure that's as chemically pure as possible. Sorry, alchemically pure as possible for the populace. The jewel hammers will be in charge of distribution and sales to the general populace, and the clanless will provide enforcement for the other five families. The shoveltons, of course, will, in their lowly position as smallest of the five families, simply make themselves available to the rest of us. We
well,
don't kill
actually,
civilians. We don't extort the populace. We give the people exactly what they want: drugs, alcohol, entertainment.
I do have an interesting venture to this. All of this seems mighty well and fine, but to produce things on such a high scale, especially those done by the Beltals, I've heard many great things. We need a better source of power for most of our factories. We can you've seen how much we can produce, but we have found it interesting, a certain substance that could increase our production tenfold, and I think it might be the perfect opportunity for the Shoveltons, seeing as they were deep miners back in the day. It's a new substance called moradite, or moradinium.
I think the bell tolls, I think Malachite kind of like chokes a little bit. Like he's thinking that I think the bell toll family knows of the dangers of what you're referring to and say nothing.
And then he's going to go on to say, this
Like
could be
oh,
mighty
you know, that's like the
fortuitous for
garbage.
us.
That's the garbage that they've seen before that's toxic and like they don't want anything like yeah.
Well,
Like you're
no,
right.
and then,
It is useful, but it's dangerous.
yeah, and then Albus will, like, turn to the Beltolls and say, I know that you are very well and good about your alchemical processes. If there'd be some way for your family to work on refining the means of which our products could be made, then they could come to the whiskey factories to be made in a more mass production, especially if the Shoveltons agreed to get us a good resource, such as moradinium.
The Shoveltons will agree to whatever the hell I tell them to.
He's gonna turn to Cyan. He's gonna be, well, do you have a better idea? I think mine is fairly good.
I'll amend the agreements.
He smiles and he says, very well.
And then, yeah, like Chad is saying, like maybe they unfurl a banner that has like the family jewel of each of the 5 groups there, and like maybe the clanless one is like a lump of coal, and all of them are like being placed together, and there's like a diamond in the middle of the 5 of them.
Fuck. That's
Welcome to
awesome.
the crystalline agreement. And so the terms of the crystalline agreement are Shoveltons mine Moradinium, which is used by the whiskey family
All
to
right.
power its factories. Factories producing illicit goods for the bell tolls, which are sold by the jewel hammers.
And the Beltolls would then, refine the processes in which to make these and, come up with like new ideas and stuff like that. Oh, this is a new drug we can make. Let's go talk to Albus and we'll get it being made in mass production right away. This is pretty fun.
All right. I think someone has a legacy here.
Yep, that's Chip.
Oh, God.
I just want to point out, seeing the Jewelhammer clan has to marry one of the Bell Tolls. Just throwing that out there in case you want to legacy that. What was his name? Slate Bell Toll?
Malachite.
Oh no, no,
Oh,
said
no,
like my.
schist,
You
yeah.
said yeah, my brother was like
Schist and shale.
schist and shale.
No,
Yeah, they
actually, I have
thinking of
another
rocks. Yeah.
scene that
Sure.
I really wanna know.
So this is dictated though. It has to be a dictated scene.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
Uh, and it has to be a question. So, and we're still going along with love. So, this is going to be a legacy of love, if you will. And it's going to be happening at the Lovers' Ball. And it's going to be, I don't know a good question for it, but I want the scene to be at the Lovers' Ball. You have an old Micah and an old, or a little bit older Brandy and a little bit older Micah. Like either they're very old at this point or they're just getting on in their ages, and they're going to be at the ball there as a part of their respective orders, and they're just going to kind of see each other across the hall.
Mhm.
Micah would bow to her, and then they go on for a dance. But I'm not sure what question to frame this around.
I think chat's gonna lose their shit if the question isn't what happens to Micah and yeah,
Sure.
like this.
Yeah.
This is the end of their story. And what
What
Yeah.
happens?
becomes of Micah and Brandy? And so basically, it's going to be like this ball. There's many orders there. There's the holds that have also come. Of course, the church is still its powerful position, even though it has messed up all along the way. It has found some way, some means of surviving. And these two are going to be at the ball with their respective orders and people. Like Micah's coming in with a full almost battalion of like his troops behind him. In kind of like military order, but they're in like the fancy fatigues, if you will.
Yeah,
Um,
Class A's. Yeah.
yeah, class A's, and they're gonna walk in, and then he's gonna tell them that it's like take it easy, you know, enjoy yourselves. They're going to spread off, find other people. There's going to be some of the people from the convent there. I don't know if there's like any ban on like marrying or anything like that. Then there's going to be the family holds there. They're each. The way I'm imagining it is like that big ball center, like the throne room, and then there's like these giant tables where each of these kind of powers will sit at, just out of respect. And then as they're kind of coming in, he's going to look across the hall and he's going to see mother or mistress Brandy there now. They're just going to kind of catch eyes. He does the courteous bow, walks over to her, and they
The
dance.
bow. Oh, so we. Oh, okay.
Micah and Brandy uh, reunite, or no, emblazon their old feelings for each other at the lovers' ball. Each um emblazon their feelings for each other at the lovers' ball, um on the coattails of their individual successes.
Chat's gonna lose their shit if they don't have a happily ever after.
Well, no, that's the thing. Is that's the end of the scene is what becomes of them, and that's them. The ending of the scene is them emblazoning for their feelings again. And then as far as the ending of the two of their tales, well, chat, it's up to your imaginations.
Well, chat. Apparently, we're gonna have to do this ourselves. I'm currently making. I'm gonna try to like make a copy of this. Is that gonna work?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you have
Save to
access.
Google
Just save.
Drive.
Yep. Save
Yep.
it. Yep. So.
Oh yeah, we'll be
Hey.
back, chat. We'll learn more about Micah, Brandy, Foam, or Adinium, the Counter Revolution.
I'm curious if we still have some time. What do you guys think of Microscope as a game?
Eric, you son of a bitch, thank you so much for running this shit. This has been one of the best things I've done with the Campaigners Guild so far. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Happy to hear it, man.
Yeah, man. I'm losing
And
my
no,
shit over here. And my chat is literally gonna like their brains are exploding right now. They're like,
They
I
hate me.
wanna
Yeah, they hate me. Like, what's in the box?
know. They wanna know.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was definitely a lot of fun, and I love being a part of the campaigners and meeting so many talented people. And again, AP, Eric, it is Eric, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else that you guys want to do in the future, just please let me know. I'm down for it, even if it's just you're not doing anything tomorrow and you just want to play some Overwatch with me because because apparently I've had the beta for it all this time.
You bastard! No.
Yeah, I've had my Overwatch.
No, I'm not. I'm not upset at all. I'm not jealous.
I got to play with Adam Cobol for about 5 minutes before he got sick and got off. It was terrible.
So-
I got shot in the head a lot.
So it's actually really funny with a group of friends that I play with. I didn't even know I had gotten in or I had the original beta access, but they were just saying, "Oh man, so excited for Overwatch." I was just like, "Oh yeah, that's coming out." And I didn't think that I was in or anything like that. I hadn't seen an email. Well, apparently I had just deleted the emails on my phone. Like I was just swiping, oh, something from Blizzard. This is
Of
annoying. I'm
course.
just swiping past, and then they're all talking to each other, and one of our friends is just like so salty and angry that that everybody else had gotten into the beta except for him, and then I just bust out laughing as I open up my Blizzard launcher and I see it like install, and I just like I requested beta access like a month ago, whereas this guy, like as soon as it came out, he clicked yes, I'm getting in. I felt so bad for him.
Wow. So, man, that was good. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, we'll have to talk more about the Warren because Cottontailed is like a rabbit fan, if you haven't noticed by the name,
Yeah,
and she
I
wants to
would.
see the Warren.
Yeah, I would love. I'd love to do the Warren. Jason Morningstar is one of my favorite game designers.
Wow, we almost went a whole extra hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, I've been streaming
So
for like 12 hours now. I'm good though. I'm good.
yeah, the stream. Microscope is a game that plays much faster though. So we spent probably like 45 minutes really explaining a lot of the
Oh
stuff at the
yeah,
start though.
definitely.
So now that we all been kind of like primed on how to play, I think if we ever play it again, it would go much quicker. Um, unless we have more scenes. So like the longest part of the game comes from having scenes and acting out the scenes and role playing them, right? Like it's usually where the largest chunk of time ends up in a game of Microscope.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you have less scenes, you end up probably accomplishing more. But if you don't play in a time um, crunch, then you kind of then that's not a big deal. But I don't know. It's one of the perils of doing a one shot.
That's kind of
So
the fun of it too. We've made something really interesting here, and if any of us wants to go off of it again or use it in something, we definitely can.
Oh, I will.
absolutely,
It's a good foundation,
absolutely.
and I
So
am excited about doing this again possibly next weekend.
yeah,
All
cool.
right. Let's cover who the hell you guys are because some people watching this video might at the beginning be like Eric Vulgaris chipping it. Who the hell are these guys? And now they're like Eric Vulgaris chipping it. Who the hell are these guys?
Sure. So yeah, I'm Eric Vulgaris, and I stream Microscope and a bunch of other awesome games like this at my own Twitch channel Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific. And I know that's really late, so I also record the VODs, and they're at my YouTube channel. And if you just Google "Once Upon a Game," I'm sure I think the first thing that comes up is Microscope, and I have like 10 episodes now, 9 episodes of just different games. I try to feature a new game each week, which means two episodes of the same game. And they're all awesome GM-less, prep-less games like this that if you read the rules, if one person reads the rules, they can just sit down with anybody and just play and find out what happens.
Excellent. Can you throw like some line of chat into the chat so that people can click on the chat thing and then follow you directly? Be amazing.
Oh yeah, sure. So I'm on Twitter and everything as well.
And
At
that's
Eric
at Eric
Vulgaris.
Vulgaris, right?
Yes, all my internet things are at Eric Vulgaris.
Amazing. That's some good branding, by the way.
Thank you.
I wish I had gotten in on that level of branding. Chipping it. Who the hell are you?
Hey, hi. How are you guys doing? I
I
had a
can't
lot of
post
fun
links.
tonight. My name is Chippinit. I do a whole lot of stuff here on Twitch, especially with the Campaigners Guild and just the general D&D, fantasy, TTRPG community. I love doing this stuff. People tend to like what I do in my characters, so I'm trying to ramp up my appearances more and more, and hopefully I'll be streaming sometime soon if I'm not so beat up after I get home from work most days. But you'll probably see me on games either playing characters or helping with content creation, as both of those are my biggies. You may have noticed me doing accents. I'm trying to get better at doing a lot of different ones.
Yeah, no,
You
kudos to you, man. They were really good.
you can follow me here on Twitch. I'm going to be posting a thing in chat. Just click on my name and then click follow. I usually host whoever I am going to be a part of their game. Like coming up on this Monday, I'll be part of typical GM's game, so I'm excited to do that. I do a lot of stuff with Swargula. I'm trying to do more with AP, as in I might do the stuff weekly. And if you ever just want to say hi to me or tell me about something, you can find me over on Twitter at Chippinit. Thank you very much for stopping by and saying hello. I really appreciate it.
I could talk about myself, but you guys are on my channel, so either you already watch me or you just stumbled in here and you don't give a shit. Follow me, don't follow me. I actually care really deeply, but I'm trying to pretend that I don't. Please follow me.
Please. Please.
Please follow me. Come on, guys, follow me. All right, we are out for the night. There'll be more
Yeah.
chipping it. There will be more Eric Fulgaris in my future, and we'll see where that goes. We are out.
Thanks.